Hello YouTube friends, welcome to the Red Parrot channel. I am your host, Mary Ellen. This is another episode of Roxy's Journal of Stitchery, and this is volume 7. I'm working on volume 7, which is the still life, making a still life out of essentially collage fabric. So, recall last time where I had total plans for what fabric I was going to use and what I was going to do. We can happily completely ignore that was going to be my plan. Let's put something down so you have something to look at while I describe. So, Italy and Australia, Rachel and Sarah have incredible textile traditions of lace embroidery, and it is widely available. The op shops, the thrift stores that are in Australia are absolutely bonkers with just discarded doilies that have been heavily embroidered, lace, all of the things. And it's just the word that sprang to mind is rude, and it's rude because I don't have access to it. If I did, it would be just fine. So I had a rethink, and it's like, why am I trying to do what they are doing when I could do what I have access to? And what I have access to is a lot of thrifted linen and cotton, and I have a growing stash of eco-printed fabric. So I am going to use some of that as my background. So that is my intro to getting to this point, and I have bits and pieces of all of the things, and we will spend a happy hour fuffing around. The other thing I have access to is sari silk, which probably should be ironed, but I'm not gonna. So, what have we done? Well, since we last met on this particular topic, I have stitched around what I believe to be the actual edges of this canvas. I know it is going to be cinched up as I stitch because that's what happens to fabric when you stitch on it. It gets shorter. So that is going to be perfect. That's just to keep something closed. I do need a pin though, because we wanted a certain percentage. We wanted, I think, about 10 inches. So 10 inches is going to be about here. And that's sort of like table here, background there. So we know when to stop. And I can do one of two things. I can cut now and just reduce the amount of fabric that I have, and just because it's going to be tucked over like this and tucked over like this at the end, or I can leave it be for a while. And I think my inclination, quite frankly, is to leave it be for a while, because fabric once cut is then cut, and it's easier to cut later than cut sooner. So that's my plan. The other plan that I have is to keep obvious this pocket and this the button closure. I don't know why I want to call that a placket. I don't think it's a placket. So I could do something like that, which is kind of what I had been planning. But then I'm thinking, well, should I do that? But I don't want to lose that piece. So we'll do some laying out. First. And that's going to be a nice little bit. Go like that. And I like this as an idea there. And this is iron. Ooh! Didn't expect to see that. That's fun. Where's 10? 10 is there. 10 is there. Okay, so I don't want... Do I want that? Let's see what it looks like. I'm just like under it and pulling it over. Make it look kind of like that. Then, technically speaking, I could do that whole pocket that way. You could do that that way. And I have yellow and then that, which I don't like. So maybe what this needs to happen is this. Because I don't mind that being overlapped, but I am super precious about how pretty this is. Where's the edge? The edge is there, so I could do that. What other bits are nice? I kind of like that. I also like that. Maybe that? Ooh, yeah, let's do that. Where does 10 stop? Where is the 10? The 10 is about there. Okay, let's do that. I think part of the making of things like this is effective self-mumbling. You know what I mean? You're just like, well, oh, that was gorgeous. Okay, see, look at all the stuff I still have left. And it will be spring soon, she says, on July 12th, January 12th. And we will be able to make more. Just like I'm able to make more paper, I'm able to make more stuff. So I think I want that, that, kind of like that. There, and then I can do that. And that can happen. And I want another piece of this. Like, look at how yummy this is. Oh, so good. It is so good. So this is rose. That is buckthorn. Some of this splotting is going to be the center of the rose. Okay, enough admiring. Let's let's get back to business. Look at all my pretties. Okay, so that's gonna go down about there. And where does this go over? Goes over about there. Okay. Okay. Maybe I do have to cover this up. Maybe that would be fun. Because I could do a little bit. Okay. And then that is kind of going to fold down to there. Oh, and it's going to go all the way over. So I'm only going to need a small bit. That might need to be vertical, to make that make sense. So I'm just going to take that little piece out, and that's probably going to be too much. But if I don't cut this, it'll never get used. And if I use it, I make room for the next one. And I mean this with all the love in my heart. Take that, Australia and Italy. Oh my goodness. Art is not a competitive sport in the least, and it feels that way when you look at somebody else's stash and go, oh, look at all the pretties they have. Why don't I have those pretties? Okay, and I don't need that little bit. So this might be the table, or I might go back and use sort of standard issue fabric. Okay, so now what is Rachel says? Oh, lock it in. Let's lock it in. If I lock it in, oh, that's why. I need it to come down about to there. Okay, well, that's what you need. That's what you need. Just boop. Well, it's pretty good. I'm 13 minutes in and I'm already cutting fabric. So I feel like we are very committed to this process. Which way did I want this? I think I wanted it that way. Ooh, we're getting all threads. Let's pull this up a bit. Okay. So I wanted that. More or less. I kind of wanted to tuck it under. Oh! Well, I didn't expect that. Oh, that looks fab. Okay, okay. There. Okay. Then, what did I want to do? I kind of don't want that weird little strip there because it's the edge, and I think it might be a little bit more difficult to sew on. And I'm going to cover it up anyways, so this is what we're going to do. It is the selvage edge. Nope, it does need to be that way. And we can cut this because it's just basting. Because I need to tuck that in. Just comme ça. Oh, we're gonna run out of pins. Oh, I'm gonna sneeze too, pardon me. Shoo! Shoo! Pardon me. Need some more pins. There we are. Now, I don't know if that is a straight line or not, but I don't want that to be like on a wonk. Or at least, oh, and it won't be because I've squared it up. Yes, okay. That's handy. That strip is. Now the top is like that. You might just lay that down like that for the moment. We've got some more pins. Let's put these in so we can move them around. Okay, there we are. There's that. That can be just like that. And this also needs to be snipped. It will be more difficult to get that under. And yes, I know raw edges would be great. Blah, blah, blah. It's not part of my vision, man. It's not part of my vision. Just a hair longer than the pocket. There. So that's not got a lot on the edge. That's, I think, fine for now. I'm not going to worry. Do that. That's the right way around there. And I like that little mark, that little flaw. There. Then I need to get up for a second. Get back. Gotta blow my nose, of course I do. And we're back. just want to do a little bit of a trim. Not much. I'm gonna drop it about halfway, like that. That's going to be exposed. Do that. Where'd the pin go? Here. Ooh, that's a weird pin. Okay, so as we get there, we can do that. There. Okay, that's going to go to there. We'll be fine. Other thing that we could do, if we wanted to, and I think we oughter, let's take some of this scrap and just, it's the less pretty part. And that way we'll have something that's covered. Oh, let's do this again. There we are. That'll work. And that's just to give it some stability and so that it can pull and wrap. And we'll be good. And where did I say the top was? Top is right there. Oh, yes, of course it is, because that's where the line is. There. Well, I'm going to stand up and look through the... Okay. So this is a start. It doesn't need to be the end. And as we lose pieces here to the edges, we'll be fine. Okay, so I am going to... It's good enough. We will have layers and we will be able to fix whatever we don't like. So let's call it good. And now we can do some slow stitching together. Stitching, which is slow. So I have, this is dual duty, all-purpose thread, 100% polyester. Is what it is. My Snimble beeswax. And I want a decent needle. I don't know, is that okay? This one better? Yes. And by better, it's just slightly longer. I got to do something with this. I need another one. It's too bad I don't sew. Could make one. That's a joke. And passing thread through wax allows it to knot less. It also smells really good. Okay, here we are. And now then, what are we doing? We are doing some basting. Where do I want to start here? Well, I'm closest to this, so let's start here. So you know when you've arrived, when every single person that you ever meet on the internet knows your name and does your thing, and when they do your thing, reference you. I can't remember her name, but all of the very goodest stitchers refer to this woman and her basting technique. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to just baste some fabric in that you won't be able to see it. And so basically what it is you just go a little backwards, about 1/2 inch forward, thread up, and then you just keep repeating it. And that's just, it's according to experts who have done this and who have said, I had to pick it up, or at least there was a need to pick out this basting. It is difficult, and it's difficult because you do that loop backwards. It's kind of like turkey work. You never think that turkey work is going to work until you try it, and then you go, oh, that's pretty good. And so what basting does is allows us to lose the pins that are going to catch on threads as we get more complex. And I am using a gray thread, this color gray, because that color disappears in any color. If you're a photographer, it's kind of like the 18% gray deal. And I'm doing a little bonus extra one here because we've got a join of 2 fabrics. Whoops. No, we'll figure that in. We'll fix it in post. It's not easy doing this with tablecloth underneath here. Sunday is the day that Rachel and Sarah do their update. So I figured I needed to get serious and make some decisions on the background before they give us more stuff to do. I am weirdly kind of proud of myself that I have abandoned the idea of trying to copy them in their fabrics. Because I think that's growth, maybe? I don't know. I would say. It frees me and anyone else who wants to do that from the entirely possible envy. It's like, well, I can't do this because I don't have those fabrics. Yeah, you can. Just use the fabrics that you have, and your fabrics will be really great. I guarantee it, because it will represent who you are and where you are in the world. And there is no better or worse than just doing your best. And using what you have. Because who knows, they might be jealous of seeing what you have. You don't think it's special, but it is, because it's where you are. I think the same can be said of junk journaling as well, where it's like, oh, I want those papers. It's like, no, you don't need your papers. Don't need those papers. You can have them and you can use them and you can acquire them, and that is totally okay. But not having the papers should not, in and of itself, be a detriment to making. And I'm sort of doing, back to what I'm actually doing here, trying to do like a mass in the space. This goes a little slower than a basic running stitch, because running stitch you can sort of weave them back and forth. But a running stitch you can see. And I don't want to start visible yet. We will got lots of time to get there. It's going to take us 6 months to do this. So there's ample time. That was a big stitch. That's okay. Here. In the corner. And also, according to them that knows, you really don't have to knot this off. You can just pull the thread off. This is basting, and we are going to stitch like crazy on top of it, so it literally going to be no fear of it falling out. And if it does, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter, literally doesn't matter. Here. Boop, done. Okay. Always good to admire your work. Have a boo. Okay, coming along nice. Lee. Some more thread. More wax. I got this on the internet from a beekeeper. And I'm sure if you Google, I don't know what you would Google. What did I Google? I don't know. Wax sewing? That'll be good enough. Google will figure it out for you. Or you'll do a nice little partnership of, that's not what I wanted, try again. Well, how about this? Is this what you want? Get rid of that, I think. I'm gonna get rid of that. Having a mat underneath is beautiful for doing this. So that stitch there is where the top is. So I'm not even basting in the screen, which is perfectly fine. Okay, stop. I have lots of other colors of this dyed material as well, which feels like freedom. I've got sage, which is a nice dark. I've got a lot of iron and tea dyes, which is very kind of brown. I have walnut, which is brown. Got this beautiful bright yellow. I've got lighter yellows. It's a whole thing. Okay, I'll fold her all up again. Do another turn. Oh, we're gonna have this decently done. We've only been at this like 40 minutes. What did I say that I wanted to do that? Okay, we're fine. We are good. It's over the edge anyway, so that's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. I'm gonna keep those pins in for a bit. So in the event that I want to trim this, even though that I have all of this sort of covered over, if I flip it over, I still have the line. So the trimming can be done fairly easily without too much gnashing and wailing of teeth. And I know I could just stop and pick up another one, but I mean, not have to baste this all down, but there we are. I'm doing it anyways. There, back where we started. Look at that. And I know, I've spent all that time saying I don't need a knot. I'm just gonna put a knot in there because it makes me feel good. Ooh. Okay. So let us start to then do the places where everybody overlaps, because we've gone around. I think I want to go down this. I don't want to do that. I should do the bottomest layers first. And at some point this is going to chop off, or I need to do something with this bit, because it's going to catch on everything. Oops, there. It's probably not the most ideal place to start. That's what we're going to do anyways. Being only slightly funny, the padding is an important part of this process. So I suspect that at some point during this process of making this, I will use the edges of this to do some kind of fun thing. I don't know what that fun thing is, but I suspect I will do it to either put a frill on or to decorate, or this might be a point to put lace on. So that's why I'm not connecting this to that, because I may still want to use that edge for tucking things in. Shoofla. Yep, that's what we're going to do. K. Oh dear, that's what that pin was for. That's what that pin was for. Pat, 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 pat. Well, let's just keep going. I don't need to use my good fabric scissors for cutting this thread. It won't harm the scissors, but it's a little bit overkill. And I do have some small little bitty cut your thread scissors over here. I gotta have a look at my needles. I did a bit of a, well, that's my perpetual state, doing a little bit of a cleanup, and I found oodles of needles. I mean oodles. Where is this going to come up? Let's do this side first. Ow. That's attached. Move that over to there. Move that over to there. And I want this kind of loose enough that I can move it over a bit. Here, okay. All the way down. There we go. That's it. That's it. I don't know that you can see that. Now I need to get it up. There. Okay, now we're on the right side. Right side of all the things. That's it. Okay. Now we can rock and roll. Ooh, we've been at this for about 15 minutes. 5-0. Might be getting ready to wind down because long videos are not happily received by YouTube. That is, you get not punished, but it feels that way, by a very, very slow upload time. Come on, you nut! That was a bit of a mess. We'll get to the end of this. How's that? This is so unhappy. Well, A, it's silk. B, it's a torn edge. What letter am I on? I don't know. The next letter is, and now I'm trying to tuck it under a very thin edge. We have more left that if we want to fix that side, we can. I don't know that that's going to crunch well. Oh, maybe. It's so much faster if I can get a grip this way. But the hows and whys and wherefores of this particular bit is kind of preventing that. Oh well, we bash on. Oops. So nice to stitch with company. And even though you're not physically here, it's like I feel like I'm just talking to you and stitching with you. Okay, and I'm just going to go all the way up. Yep. I'm going to guess that what Rachel has done is a bunch of cantha stitching for her background. And cantha stitching is a beautiful way of merging two fabrics, and that's basically just doing parallel running stitch along and along. But I kind of want to wait to see what she's done to then either accept or reject the idea. Because as we have demonstrated, I'm not going to do that one. I'm just doing the bottom one. Yet. Oh! That was a big long, it's fine. It'll be fine. because she will either have done something that I really want to copy or not. Or I think what happens, as with all things, collage is a really great example. Even when everybody is working with the exact same prompt list, the second you put your first piece down, we've all diverged because nobody has the same piece. And if we do, we haven't put it in the same spot. Okay, we're at 56 minutes, so let's get all the way down to the bottom, and then we'll stop. I really appreciate your company today. I got a lot done from when we started this to where we are now. It's decent. Decent progress. I think what I'm going to have to end up doing is taking a couple of large basting stitches where these buttons are so that they don't it's like sag open. There. So let's admire our work, but only after we put these back in, so they don't go too far off. The center. Okay, so let's have a look. Let's have one last look before we say goodbye. So we've got that basted. That's looking good. We've gone all the way around. Also looks pretty good. So I need to do some, we've done around here. So we've done that one. We've done part of this one. A wee bit. Yep, so we're getting there. So that's going to be our base. It's going to be our wallpaper. I think our wallpaper looks pretty good. Oh, I just heard something clunk. That's a pin. There we are. Okay, so thank you very much for joining. Please take very good care of yourself. Promise to do the same. Stay out of trouble. Love you lots, and we'll see you soon. Bye now.